Welcome back to the Sportsaholics podcast. Max, great to have you back after that slight audio gaffe we had there. I don't really know what happened, but that's the difficulties that come along.
I promise you, I didn't quit on you guys.
It just podcasts.
Yeah, I thought you were retired.
I mean, he pulled
exactly.
Devontae Davis. And
I didn't retire at halftime, guys. Sorry, but yeah, good to be back on the line.
Speaking of a different Davis, let's move on though. Let's continue the show to NBA talks. Anthony Davis, that was the talk of the town in the NBA right now. Heading into the trade deadline today, the Lakers were offering up the entire squad: Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Ivica Zubac, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 2 first-round picks as well. And the Pelicans were just playing hardball the entire time. They weren't really showing a willingness to engage. So the Lakers, they were offering pretty much the entire all their starters besides LeBron. And it was weird. Pelicans weren't really playing along. They were really entertaining it. I think they wanted to hold on to him at least for the end of the year, even though he wants to leave. He requested to his agent to say that he wants to be traded. Nothing happened, though, so Anthony Davis will be staying there. It looks like the Lakers will hold off on their pursuit of Davis, at least until July. And, it was just... It made for entertainment the entire week. Did you guys see how awkward the tension was during that Pacers game?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the
other night when they lost by like
James. I mean,
points.
It didn't look like his teammates really wanted to be around him. I mean, since he was trying to raffle them all off as trade pieces, they looked a little disgruntled on the sidelines, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Brandon Ingram was getting chance of
Jesus.
LeBron's gonna trade you, and from the crowd. And then who was it? JaVale McGee was getting chance of not worth trading. So I mean, it's just so awkward. I know the internet exploded because the 3 open spots between LeBron and the rest of the teammates on the bench. I think that was more because the players were subbing in and that's where they were sitting beforehand. But still looks awkward to see him all the way at the end of the bench like that, by himself. And it's got to be awkward in LA right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's a very, very, like you said, it's just a weird situation there, and doesn't look like the Lakers are going to get Anthony Davis. It looks like no one's going to get Anthony Davis at the trade deadline since it did end earlier today. There has been some talks that the Lakers may settle for a consolation prize, a name that came up, Carmelo Anthony. We know all about him this season, but maybe he might end up as a Laker guys this year.
He very well could. I mean, and it's just another name for the now journeyman, you could call him in his career, because he's just been everywhere now.
Like Johnny
Cash, kind of how
right?
I pulled out of that last block.
Exactly.
Harrison Barnes, let's talk a little bit about these trades. Harrison Barnes actually got pulled out of the game. He did not play in the fourth quarter as he was dealt to the Sacramento Kings. And in return, the Mavericks acquired veteran 2-time All-Star Zach Randolph, who's been averaging 14.5 points a game. And they got former first-round pick Justin Jackson in the deal. It's not a bad deal on both ends. If you look at the Kings, they're currently the 9th seed. Barnes, an NBA Finals champion, would bring a much-needed veteran to that squad, and the Mavs are getting a good young player in Jackson in return, who could definitely help them off the bench in the future, especially after they acquired Porzingis last week.
Yeah, that should be a
big moves are being made for Dallas. It'll be interesting to see if they could make a team of themselves, kind of like when Dirk and Steve Nash were young and taking them to the finals.
Yeah, and sticking in the West, the Houston Rockets acquiring Chicago native and guard Iman Shumpert in a 3-way deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Sacramento Kings. The Rockets sending Brandon Knight, Marquise Chris, a 2019 lottery-protected first-round pick, and a 2022 second-round pick to the Cavs. The Kings will also get the Rockets' 2020 pick, and the Cavs, they sent a couple players, including guards Nick Stauskas, to the Kings for a 2021 pick, or excuse me, the Rockets. So a lot of moves being made. Chris Paul definitely happy about this move, saying that he enjoys Shumpert's defensive capabilities on the floor.
You know, the West has been dominant for the dominant conference for the last couple of years, but now the 76ers are making a lot of moves. And earlier this week, they made some moves to make them one of the scariest teams, really, in the East. When they traded for Tobias Harris and got Boban Marjanovic from the Clippers, along with Mike Scott. And in exchange, they sent Wilson Chandler, Landry Shamet, and Mike Muscala, a 2020 first-round pick in Miami's first-round pick in 2021 and second-round pick in 2021 and 2023. So, I mean, they're looking pretty scary now because, I mean, look at that starting lineup of Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons,
sick,
Joel Embiid, now Tobias Harris, and J.J. Redick. I mean, that's pretty intimidating.
It's a dangerous
team. And on top
team.
of that, they made more moves today. Heading into the final hours of the trade deadline, they got Jonathan Simmons from the Magic, along with a 2020 first-round pick from the Thunder and a 2019 second-round pick for this year. And they unloaded their former top pick, Markelle Fultz.
Yeah, he's terrible
who
at
has just
defense.
kind of been a bust in his career. So, I mean, they're wiping their hands of him, and it looks like they're on the right path to be the next scary team in the East.
Could very well be. Do we got any more trades that we need to speculate on real quick, or was that the wrap today?
There is one late notification coming in from ESPN. Not a trade, but Pelicans say they will allow Anthony Davis to be back in the lineup after considering apparently shutting down the NBA Center. So Davis, as much as he doesn't like it, he will stay in New Orleans for the rest of the year, and he will play.
That's a good
he will
final
not
point
be shut
there,
down,
Danny, and I think it's a good idea
season.
to actually keep Davis. You'll probably be able to get more for him on the open market. He does have 2 full years left on his contract after this year. Anyways, guys, let's take a quick break on the Sportsaholic podcast, and on the flip side of this break, we will be getting into our MLB discussion, and taking us out to break once again is Jason James, and this song is Danny Be Cool.